Okay, so here we go again. Subtracting numbers in different bases. So our example starts with subtracting 424 minus 143 in base 5. And I'm going to back up and talk about what subtracting looks like in base 10. So let's say you have a number 381 minus, whoops, 293. So if that were the case, you can look at this immediately and tell you're going to have to do a lot of borrowing because 1 is less than 3. You're going to have to borrow from the tens place. So you're going to have to borrow from the next place over. So when you do that, you take 1 away from 8 and you move it over here. So 11 minus 3 is 8. So we're back in the ones place because we're under 10. And then you're going to go to the next place, and that's 7 minus 9, which again creates a problem because 7 is less than 9. So we're going to borrow from the next place. So instead of 3, there's going to be 2. We're going to move 1 over. And 17 minus 9 is going to be 8, which is not a problem for us because 8 is less than 10. And again, we are doing this subtraction in base 10. And 2 minus 2 is 0. And I'm just for fun going to go ahead and write that, although you know that we wouldn't, and our answer here would be 88. Now, I have full confidence in all of you to do this. I just want to remind you that if your number in the place that you are subtracting in, whatever place you're in, for us, the ones, tens, or hundredths place, whatever place you're in, if you're subtracting a larger number from a smaller number, you need to borrow from the place up. Now remember, right here, I'm taking away, this is really 8 tens. So I took away one of the tens, so now I have 10 plus 1, and I'm subtracting. And that's going to be crucial when we are subtracting in different bases. So let's go ahead and start. At the beginning here is pretty simple because 4 minus 3 is 1, and that works out nicely. So this first one, they gave us a break, and this is just 1. However, when you go to 2 minus 4, that creates a problem. So you have to borrow from the place over. You really need to think about what you've got when you do that, because when I borrow from, let me change color, excuse me. When I borrow from 4, I'm not borrowing 100. I'm borrowing, well, let me just show you. So when you borrow from here, you're left with a 3, and you're going to move 1 over here. But this is not 12 minus 4 is 8, okay? This is, right here, this is 1, 2, base 5, which for us, in our decimal system we use every day, 5 plus 2 is 7, and you're minusing 4 from that. Now, you're still minusing base 5, but 4 base 5 and 4 base 10 are the same thing. So that leaves you with a 3. So that's actually what's going right here is a 3. So you really got to think about what you're borrowing, what you're putting there, that's not, you're still subtracting. This 1, 2 is still in base 5. So for those of you who are wondering where 3 came from, whoops, here is the work on that. And so 3 minus 1 does not create a problem because 3 is larger than 1. It gives you 2. Works out nicely. This whole answer is in base 5. whole answer is in base 5. So there's your final answer. I want to take a minute. I want to do some more of these for you. So make sure, I'm assuming you're just going to continue from your addition, but on a separate sheet of paper, we're going to do some more of these. I'm not going to choose problems from your homework. I'm going to choose another problem. And then we'll just, I guess it'll be hard to see how it goes since I'm not with you. I may still do one from your homework too. We shall see. So let's do another example here. And let's do 325 base 6. So 300 and, whoa, that one got crazy. 25 base 6 minus 131 base 6. So we're subtracting here. All right, 5 minus 1 does not create a problem for us because 5 is greater than 1, so 5 minus 1 is 4. However, 2 minus 3 does create a problem. So we're going to go ahead and borrow over here, but you really need to think through. This is 1, 2 base 6. So 1, 2 base 6 is 6 plus 2, or 8. So what we're really doing here is 8 minus 3, and 8 minus 3 is 5. Still base 6, but it's less than 6, so we're good. And then 2 minus 1 is beautiful, and it's just 1. And remember, this whole answer is base 6. So this requires some thought, and I would hope that if you missed this step and you forgot that you needed to work through this in a base, when you did 12 minus 3, and you're like, oh, that's 9. 9's bigger than 6. I would hope that at that moment you would stop and recognize that creates a problem, and you need to back up and think of this as 1, 2 base 6, not 12. I cannot stress that enough. So that's subtraction. We'll do one from your homework just for fun. I know nothing sounds like more fun today than doing homework problems. Let's do one with some letters in it. Let's look at number 51 from your homework. That's got some letters in it, and I think that would definitely be something that would be worth thinking through. So let's do number 51 from your homework. So number 51 from your homework is A 8-3 minus 4-3B. Both of those are base 16. Both of these are base 16. So, immediately starting to the far right, you notice that 3 is less than B, because remember, B represents decimal 11. So you immediately should recognize the need to borrow here. And so you look at this, and it's very easy to look at this and think 13 minus 11 is 2. But that's not 13. This is 1-3 base 16. So 1-3 base 16 is actually 19. So 19 minus 11 would leave you with 8. So again, just in case you're curious, how in the hello did she get 8? Remember, that's not decimal 13, it's 13 base 16, which is 16 plus 3, or 19. And we're doing 19 minus 11, and that's where we get 8 from. My equal signs have all of a sudden I'm not able to do these. That's where we got the number 8 from. So now we have 7 minus 3, which is nice. I don't know how to make that go away. How embarrassing. We have 7 minus 3, which is nice because 7 minus 3 is just 4, and because both of those because one is larger than the other, we just get to work in that, and it makes it easy. And then we have a minus 4. Well, a is 10, and 10 minus 4 is 6. Again, because the top number, let me change colors there. Because the top number is less than or greater than the bottom number, it makes our lives much easier. So again, 10 minus 4 is, all of a sudden, I don't know what I'm doing. I was doing so well, I thought, is 6. And this entire answer is in base 16. I should have done that in black, but for time's sake, I won't work back through that. All right, so there we go. Lots of subtraction examples. I hope these are helpful and you will use your time in class wisely to work through the homework problems that involve addition and subtraction. So that's 37 through 54. The answer keys are online. Please check those and be prepared tomorrow to finish out this section with multiplication, division, and then converting binary numbers to octal and hexadecimal. I hope you all have a wonderful Wednesday, and I will see you tomorrow. Happy day!